What's the meaning of occupational health and safety? Occupational health and safety, commonly referred to as kesehatan dan keselamatan kerja in Indonesian, is a multidisciplinary field concerned with the safety, health, and welfare of people at work. The primary aim of occupational health and safety is to foster a safe and healthy working, implementing regulation, safety procedure, and training program to identify and mitigate risks associated with workplace hazard. By prioritizing occupational health and safety, organization not only comply with legal requirements, but also promote employee well-being, increase productivity, and enhance overall organizational performance. The purpose of occupational health and safety is: the objectives of occupational health and safety OHSE or K3 kesehatan dan keselamatan kerja include 1. Preventing workplace accidents and injuries, ensuring that appropriate safety measures and protocols are in place to minimize the risk of accident and injuries in the workplace. 2. Promoting health and well-being, implementing practices and policies that protect the physical and mental health of employees, thus fostering a healthier workforce. 3. Ensuring legal compliance, adhering to national and international health and safety regulations to avoid legal penalties and ensure a lawful working environment. 4. Enhancing productivity, creating a safe and healthy work environment that reduces downtime caused by accident or illness, thereby boosting overall productivity. 5. Improving employee morale, demonstrating a commitment to employee safety and well-being, which can lead to higher job satisfaction and morale. 6. Reducing costs, lowering the financial burden associated with workplace injuries and illness, such as medical expenses, compensation claims, and legal fees. 7. Promoting a safety culture, encouraging a culture of safety where employees are actively involved in maintaining and improving workplace safety standards. Law regarding occupational health and safety. Article 86 of Law Number 30/2003. Every worker, laborer has the right to occupational protection for 1. Occupational health and safety, 2. Moral and decency, and 3. And treat in accordance with human dignity and religious values. Article 87 Law number 30 2003. 1. Every company is obligated to implement an occupational safety and health management system that is integrated with the company management system. 2. Provision regarding to implementation of the operational safety and health management system is intended in paragraph 1 are regulated by government regulation. Occupational health and safety while in the kitchen. In the context of occupational health and safety, there are several hazards commonly found in kitchen, including 1. Fire hazard. The presence of open flames, hot surface, and flammable materials such as cooking oil can easily lead to fire if proper precautions are not taken. 2. Burns and scalds. Hot surface, boiling liquids, and steam can cause serious burns and scalds to kitchen workers. 3. Cuts and laceration. Sharp knives, slicer, and other cutting tools pose a risk of cuts and laceration if not handled properly. 4. Slips, trips, and falls. Cut or greasy floors, cluttered walkways, and improper footwear can lead to slips, trips, and falls. 5. Chemical hazard. Cleaning agents and other chemical used in the kitchen can be hazardous if not stored and used correctly, potentially leading to skin irritation, respiratory problem, or positioning. 7. Electrical hazard. The use of electrical appliances and equipment, especially in a wind environment, can pose a risk of electric shock or electrocution if not properly maintained and used. The following are several personal protection steps that can be taken according to occupational health and safety in the kitchen. 1. Using personal protective equipment. Gloves. Use heat-resistant gloves when handling hot items and cut-resistant gloves when using knives or other sharp tools. Apron. Wear a waterproof and fireproof apron to protect your body from heat, splashes, and chemicals. 2. Training and education. Occupational health and safety training. Take war safety training which covers how to handle kitchen equipment, emergency procedure, and use of PPE. Fire simulation. Participation in fire simulation drill and training in the use of fire extinguisher. 3. Routine maintenance and inspection. Electrical equipment. Ensure that all electrical equipment is checked regularly and repaired in case is damaged to avoid the risk of fire or electric shock. Kitchen cleanliness. Keep the kitchen clean regularly to avoid the buildup of grease, debris, and other material that could cause fire or slips. 4. Safety procedure. Chemical handling. Store cleaning chemical in a safe place and use according to instruction. Food handling. Implement proper food handling procedure to avoid cross contamination and foodborne lineages. Ventilation. Make sure the kitchen has good ventilation to reduce exposure to smoke and heat. 5. Managing the work environment. Save layout, arrange equipment and ingredients in the kitchen neatly to avoid tripping and facilitate emergency access. Adequate lighting. Make sure the kitchen has adequate lighting to reduce the risk of accidents. By implementing these personal protection measures, the risk of accident and injuries in the kitchen can be minimized, creating a safer and healthier work environment. The following are actions that must be taken if an injury occurs in the kitchen according to occupational health and safety. 1. Immediately assess the situation. Keep calm. Make sure to stay calm and not panic. Hazard evaluation. Make sure the area is safe from additional hazards such as fire, sharp object, or chemical before providing assistance. 2. Providing first aid. Burns. Immediately run cold water over the burnt area for 6 and 20 minutes. Avoid using ice or ointment without medical instruction. Cover the wound with a clean cloth or sterile gauze. Wounds and incision. Press the injured area with a clean cloth to stop bleeding. If the bleeding does not stop, continue applying pressure and medical attention immediately. Cover the wound with a sterile bandage. Slip streaks and falls. If the victim is unable to move or complains of severe pains, avoid moving them and call for medical help immediately. If the injury is minor, help them get up and sit in a safe place. Chemical poisoning. If chemical come into contact with skin, rinse immediately with plenty of clean water. If inhaled, take the victim to a place with fresh water. Do not give food or drink unless directed to do so by a medical professional. Call a poison center or get immediate medical help. 3. Seeking medical help. Emergency telephone. Call the nearest emergency number or medical service for immediate assistance. Report incident. Inform supervisor or management of the incident. 4. Incident documentation. Record the incident. Create a written report that includes time, place, type of injury, and action taken. Save evidence. Collect evidence if necessary, such as photos of the accident area or equipment involved. 5. Future precaution. Review safety procedures. Re-evaluate safety procedure to prevent a recurrence of the same incident. Retraining. Provide retraining to employees regarding work safety and emergency handling. Work environment improvements. Make necessary improvement to the kitchen area to eliminate source of danger. By following the steps, the response to injuries in the kitchen and can be handled quickly and effectively, reducing the risk of further injury and ensuring the safety of all workers.